I fundamentally dealt with in the first service. It will be of service to you to get the CD of the first service and listen to it before tomorrow evening, because there are things I'm going to be saying and I'm not going to repeat. So please get them, because what I'm teaching is progressive. All right. So your body is for service. Be not conformed, the Greek word somopho, to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There are present tense, continuous tenses in salvation. Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. Philippians chapter 2 verse number 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as you have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. So there is a walk in salvation. Work out your salvation. Don't work for your salvation. You walk out, that is, you don't work to be saved. Any work before salvation is dead works. But now that you are saved, there is work. Now that you are saved, there is work. So you work out your salvation. How do you work out your salvation? Verse 13. How do you work it out? For it is God which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. So there is a work of God going on your inside. When you yield to that work, your salvation produces fruit. It is called the work of salvation. Remember, you are saved unto good works. You are saved unto good works. There is something to do after you are saved. You are not saved to sit down on a reclining chair and cross your legs. You are saved unto good works. Work out your salvation, not work for your salvation. Work it out by yielding to the work that God is carrying out inside you. You yield to the work of God on your inside. There is a work of God going on your inside. Thank God for salvation. But salvation is not your work. Salvation is his work. But salvation produces works in us. Works in us. And we ought to be about the works of our salvation. We ought to be about the works of our salvation. The things that our salvation has prompted us into. The things that salvation has prompted us into. We avoid the danger of living our lives riotously. In the name of we are saved. He has finished everything. But remember, he saved us to serve. He saved us to serve. He saved us to sonship, and at the same time, he saved us into service. He saved us into service. You cannot claim to be growing up spiritually as a child of God if you are not serving. You cannot claim to be growing up spiritually as a child of God if you are not serving. When you are not serving, it is an indication to me that you are not growing up spiritually. Any brother or sister in this church that avoids service, that is always avoiding service, any brother or sister in this church that is allergic to service, it's obvious that that person is not growing up spiritually. It's obvious that every time you come to church, you are wasting our labor on your head. It's obvious that you are not growing at all. And when a child in a house refuses to grow, the child becomes a problem in the house. Any child that is eating your food for 10 years and is still crawling becomes a fundamental concern, becomes a medical concern, becomes a biological concern, becomes a spiritual concern. A baby 10 years still crawling is a fundamental error. That child is a societal concern. It's a societal concern. 10 years still crawling. So when a member of a church that is feeding on sound doctrine like this is not growing, there's a problem. Number one is either you're not born again at all. Because a spiritual man, a natural man, cannot receive the things of the spirit. So it's either you're not born again, that is, we are feeding you food you cannot digest. We are feeding you food you cannot digest. So you are under us, but you lack capacity to digest spiritual food because you're not born again. Or you are born again, but you have subscribed to selfish living. What kind of living? Selfish living. You are born again, but you have subscribed to selfishness. And selfishness is ungodly. Selfishness is unchristlike. Selfishness is antichrist. Antichrist. If you listen to the first service, you will understand why those strong adjectives. Now, we looked at some active words in the first service. We have seen number one, I serve God with my body. Romans chapter 12. I serve God with my body. We saw another active word. I present my body. Romans chapter 12 verse 1. Then we saw another active word. My mind is renewed. I renew my mind. Renew your mind. We saw another active word. Yielding your members as instruments of righteousness. Yielding your members. Romans 6, 12 and 13. All these are the things you do. God does not do it for you. You present your body, you renew your mind, you yield your members. All of these are the things you do in response to what Christ has done.